Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Suspend Your Disbelief podcast.
There's no "your" in there, man.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
change.
It's just Suspend Disbelief podcast.
Don't personalize this shit. This is for everybody.
Mm. My name is Bobby Bastow. I'm here with Trauma. Trauma, introduce yourself.
What up? You didn't bring me a popsicle?
No, you bring me a beer. So it's been a couple weeks since we last spoke, and not so much going on these days.
Yeah, there's only been like a fucking million shows.
Yeah, a few good shows though. A few of the world's greatest shows.
No, none of them were that fucking great.
I agree. Actually, you know what? I rewatched WrestleMania, and I thought you were a little harsh. Actually, I thought
I
you,
was harsh.
yeah,
You
because
were
you.
agreeing with me the
No,
whole time.
that's why I wanted to say like I take back my agreement of of um, of your review of your harsh review of WrestleMania, and I think man, it was a great show. To be honest,
Whoa, whoa, whoa! It's a great show now.
it was a great show. Like from the start, right? Remind me, what was the first match again?
Three-way, the Intercontinental title three-way.
Right, which was a great match, right? If you sit and watch that match, that was great. Seth Rollins,
I never said it was a bad
all
match.
right, and then all the way till like there was another match after that, but then the Charlotte match was really good.
It was a good match. I disagree with the result though.
Why?
Why
Because
would you end Asuka's streak here?
because they're gonna next WrestleMania is gonna be Charlotte, right, versus Ronda, right, and you
So
need
then
to make
why would you
Charlotte.
take the title off Charlotte to lose it to Carmella 2 nights later? That's a
So,
great plan.
well, to beat Asuka though, because that's the title doesn't matter, right? Charlotte's still Charlotte. Charlotte still beat fucking, and then
He
when
didn't. That's
by
why I
the
said he
time,
didn't need to
yeah,
beat her.
but by the time she gets to WrestleMania, she's gonna be like the 18-time fucking women's champion. You know what I'm saying? So that's just it's just
That's a
versus
year away, though. I mean,
yeah. How many times is she gonna win that championship in another year? Do you think?
that just makes it championship meaningless, don't you think? Like when her and Charlotte were trading the title back and forth, that just made the title absolutely meaningless.
Well, I thought when Carmella took it, I thought it was great because Carmella was talking shit. She was like, "Yeah, it's mine." She was really excited about having it. I don't know. I think Carmella with the title is not. I think it's great to be honest.
I I don't have a problem with that either. I think Carmella's a great character. I'm just saying WrestleMania is a year away.
Hmm.
You could have Charlotte and Asuka. You could build both of them. I mean, if Asuka would have won and you kept Asuka red hot and the streak went on and on and on, and Charlotte, she started coming back. She was hot, and it went on and on, and you ran this all the way to SummerSlam or the Royal Rumble, and then you had Charlotte take out Asuka right before she was heading into Ronda. Wouldn't that be much more meaningful than she did a year before? And now what? She's gonna feud with Carmella and the Iconics and all these people that are way below Charlotte. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It'll probably end up being her and Asuka again. It'll end up being Asuka coming back for her to get revenge, and
No,
they'll probably have
it's gonna be
Asuka.
Ronda. It's gonna be Ronda and Charlotte
That's
next
what I'm
WrestleMania.
saying. Before they get to Ronda and Charlotte, they're on separate brands. They have like a year before they're gonna
Well,
meet.
haven't you noticed that the brands are disappearing? Right, the brands are they're taking brands away. Brands are going
Yeah,
away.
but they're still the brands are still split
So
because they have
so now check it right. So wouldn't this sound like a fucking WrestleMania main event? Ronda Rousey, the Raw Women's Championship, versus Charlotte, Charlotte the 18-time SmackDown Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair.
18 times.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Doesn't that sound like
I have
a
no
main event?
problem with that.
That's the
What
main
I'm
event,
saying
right?
is, how much better would it have been if we would have kept these two super strong and Asuka being still undefeated, having already beat Charlotte at WrestleMania, and if Charlotte finally beats her right before she gets to Ronda, that would be like an amazing, oh, she's ready now, She just took out badass Asuka. Now she's gonna take out badass Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
Now
but
she's taking on Carmella and the Iconics and literally everyone below her in that
well,
division.
the thing is
And
that
she's gonna get back to Asuka.
the
They're
thing is
building to the same thing.
the thing is they still have to build the women's division, right? They still have to get these characters over. Carmella.
Exactly.
They still have to get the Iconics over. They have a lot of work going on there, right? But at the same time, you have like a working champion like fucking Charlotte, right? Who can go and put on a great match, and she has a year to get on that level, to become so over that a match with Ronda makes sense, because at this point they have no one for Ronda, right? There's no one for Ronda at this
But
point.
that's my point. She didn't need to beat Asuka now. I think it would have meant a lot more if she beat Asuka down the line, right before she got
So
into Ronda.
Asuka needs to be with Ronda right now. They need to put those two together, and Asuka's gonna put over Ronda.
I think maybe down the line they'll go there, but I mean, like Ronda's
Well, this year is what I'm saying. This year,
right now they're doing Ronda. They're doing it smart with Ronda. I mean, they got her working with Natalia and Mickey James now, like two of the veterans who will carry her ass and teach her a lot.
right?
But I don't think Ronda's going to do anything important until maybe SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be doing, and that's what she needs to be doing. Like you said, you can't put her into the main event right now. You're the guy that said you're going to fucking turn off WrestleMania if she main events.
Well, next year, yeah, she should be main event. She should be the main event. She
If she
should.
earns it, if she
Well,
earns it.
if she gets like her stripes, right? Like, she has to have a few good matches, where it's like
That WrestleMania match was goddamn off the hook, though. I
it
mean,
wasn't it? Wasn't it?
it was. I mean, we sat here and talked about how she probably was shit the bed, and she went out there and just killed it. So she was impressive as well on the biggest stage of all.
So what was your beef then? What was your beef with WrestleMania?
Well, like booking decisions, basically. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the Asuka thing. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with Asuka losing, just not yet. I think
Well,
we should have built up more. Down the line.
what you think they should have like had Charlotte, put it over, or you think they should have like done a smosh?
Exactly.
Really, Charlotte?
Exactly. I think Asuka should have won the title because you can have Asuka continue on and be, she's already been undefeated all this time. You have her win the belt, just tear through SmackDown. Then you have Charlotte come back from behind. The money's in the chase. You would give Charlotte something to do, something to chase. She finally overcomes Asuka. She ends this
Can't you say that?
unbelievable streak. And then she goes in against Rousey. I'm just saying, like, I think it would be better to build up Charlotte beating Asuka down the line than beating her right here on the first match. Because now what's Asuka doing now? Asuka's like playing her backup now. Like Asuka's like automatically become demoted. She's automatically now second fiddle to Charlotte. You build this woman up for 2 years, and now she's just Charlotte's backup against all of Charlotte's feuds. I think that's a huge waste of all they put into Asuka for over 2 years.
Right.
Charlotte's a made woman, she's going to be made either way. But Asuka just got called up. She can't speak English. She's got a lot more going against her that they have to overcome. Worked so hard, and now she's just second fiddle to Charlotte. She's like Becky now. She's like Naomi. She's like all these other women that used to be over and used to be champions and used to be top contenders. Now every babyface on SmackDown is Charlotte's helper, basically. Whoever Charlotte's feuding with, here comes Becky, here comes Naomi. All they're doing is helping Charlotte. And now you've got Asuka doing that. Asuka should be the last person that is playing like second fiddle or backup to anybody, in my opinion. She should be, if Charlotte's 1A, Asuka should be 1B, in my opinion. And, eventually I think they'll get there again. I just think that, they're taking a detour they didn't have to take to get there.
Well, what then? So okay. And what else did you not like about WrestleMania?
I didn't like that they didn't put the U.S. title on Rusev.
Yeah. But at the same time, like everyone kind of wants Rusev to get that title, and I feel like they're trolling now. They're trolling because it's like, yeah, it's kind of like, oh my god,
what? Seriously, everyone's saying they're burying Rusev,
right.
And then they booked a fucking casket match with the Undertaker with no build, with absolutely no reason to make that match.
Oh my god, that makes so much sense.
Exactly.
I love that.
They just to bury him. It's like Jesus Christ. They're being such dicks about it.
That's funny. That's fucking funny.
I like Bludgeon's going over.
And
Like,
yeah, I was like, for sure, Rusev is gonna win that match. You know, like I didn't even think about like the burying him. You know, like that makes so much sense. That's
they literally put him in the match, took him out, put Jericho in the match, took Jericho out, and put Rusev back into the match to bury him. It's like, Jesus Christ, you know.
That's awesome.
It's like they teased that they were gonna spare him,
right?
Just to put him right back in. Like they're definitely just trolling and fucking with people now.
Yeah, that's awesome though. That's what I love about it. You know, it's almost interactive. I feel like.
I mean, it's pretty damn funny, but still, it's kind of fucked up. I didn't like. I mean, I thought the Daniel Bryan thing was okay. I think the heat shit went way too long. You know, with Shane. I mean, I think it was just more about making Shane look like a Superman. Because look at this fool that's, you know, just came off of this goddamn diverticulitis.
Right.
He's doing coast to coast, and
right.
It's like this is supposed to be Daniel Bryan's big return, and the story of the match is look how brave and strong and powerful Shane McMahon is. You know,
I feel like I hate the fact that Shane was in that match. Like I hate the fact that every single pay-per-view I turn on, Shane's on it. It's like, man, you are not a wrestler, bro. Like, stop it. Like, stop it.
He always has to have the biggest spot and do the craziest thing on every damn show.
If he's a wrestler, he's the oldest wrestler on the fucking roster, right? Because he's, how old is he? How old is that motherfucker, right?
Like 47, 48 years old.
All right. How is that even possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it that this dude, this old man, is on every
coming off of diverticulitis like a week before? He's doing coast to coast.
Yeah.
Like, dude. I mean, like I told you, if you're Daniel Bryan and you're standing there and like, y'all wouldn't let me wrestle for 3 fucking years, and this fool just came out of surgery, he has a goddamn umbilical hernia, he's gonna come out here and he's gonna wrestle 90% of the match and do coast to coast drop kicks and shit. Are you kidding me right now?
And then,
this is supposed to be my moment.
And at the same time, like Kevin Steen and Sami Zayn, who used to be some of my favorites, you know, like on the
buried.
Like gone, you know. It's like, what happened, right? Anyway, moving on.
Nia, how like Alexa, like I said, she should have gone in there, smashed her. Like the story should have been, she just smashes her. They went
she did pretty much. She did smash her though. It was
like a 10-12 minute match. Alexa took like half the match. It was like,
I
mean, it was right though.
But you were right about that. Like you did get that payoff that you know, you felt good for Nia. She had the tears in her eyes, and it's like
what they did with Taker and Cena is what they should have done with Nia and Alexa.
Yeah.
I mean, and what the hell was that with Taker and Cena? Jesus.
I mean, yeah. That was what?
That was a big letdown, that match.
Yeah, it felt like it wasn't a match, pretty much. It felt like it wasn't a match. It felt like it was over real quick, and it felt like
it was just a burial.
Like, yeah, John Cena. It made John Cena look like a regular guy. You know, Super Cena is over, I guess.
And, like, it makes no sense because, see, like we were talking about, Cena's done nothing but lose for months now. He's been coming out, he's been crying, complaining, he talks himself into main events, and then he loses, you know? And then he comes out the next night, he cries, complains, gets another shot, he keeps getting shots and he keeps losing, and then he comes out and he bitches and moans and talks all this shit about Taker, and I'm thinking, you know, at least there's going to be a payoff to this, and then he gets smashed. It's like, I don't understand what they're doing here, you know? It makes no sense.
Yeah, like I wish somebody had. I heard somebody on some non-wrestling related podcast where the gentleman had mentioned that, like, he's like, God damn it, you know, these WWE people are scam artists. You know, like I went and I bought my ticket, you know, to go watch the Undertaker's retirement, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, here he is, he's back, you know, he's having another match, and you know, talking about the fucking. And he's like, I want my money back. You know, like I paid for, you know, to see him retire, to see this legend retire, and he didn't even retire. You know, like
Was he talking about this WrestleMania or the Roman
He's
WrestleMania?
talking about the Roman WrestleMania, right?
Well, then that person's an idiot because it was never even hinted at that it was the Undertaker's retirement match. You know,
Well, maybe I have it wrong, but he does have a point that like
he did that stuff after the match. You know,
right,
maybe you thought you saw his retirement, you thought something special, but I mean, they went out of their way to even say on TV that they don't know. You know, they
right.
believe he might be. So you know, if he thought that was a retirement, you know, I mean, I don't blame him for thinking that. But if he went in thinking that he was paying to see that, you know, then I think, you know, he didn't. There was never any
Well,
him
no,
saying that.
no, they did actually. They did hint it. Like they've been saying Undertaker's last match for how many matches, man? Come on, you
Yeah,
know
but
what
they've
I'm
been
saying?
saying
Like,
that for years, though, that it could be his last match. I mean, shit. Every match with the Undertaker could be his last match. I mean, I don't know. He looked pretty damn good against Rusev, though. I mean,
he did, he
Rusev
did.
gave him a better damn match than John Cena.
So I mean, but you seem like you were really disappointed with WrestleMania, though. You've been like
I
you were.
was. I mean, AJ and Nakamura, that match was hugely disappointing.
Yeah, I think that match had too much hype, though. I think everybody was a little bit too much
Yeah,
hype for that. Like,
exactly. I mean, you come in saying you're calling it a dream match. They're
right.
saying it's going to steal the show. They're saying it's going to be a classic. I mean, and then completely didn't live up to the hype. I
Yeah.
mean, there's that Nicholas thing. I mean, yeah, it was funny as
I love
hell, but
that.
I mean, I thought it was funny as hell too. But I mean, it's WrestleMania. I mean, I don't think you should be doing that at WrestleMania, honestly. But I mean, so yeah, I mean,
I mean,
so besides, and the main event was horrible to me. I mean, so I don't see how WrestleMania was a great show. I went down the entire card, and pretty much we agree that Charlotte and Asuka was a good match. The three-way was a good match. The mixed tag was a good match. But I mean, besides those three matches, what else stood out and made this a
I love the main event though, man. Like I
like the
loved.
main
I mean, from it had me on my toes. I was like, yo, when Brock Lesnar comes out, man. That's like Brock Lesnar comes out. It's like, oh yeah. It's like it becomes real. Like the whole thing becomes real, and it's like it's legitimate again. And it's like no one could control Brock. He's gonna do what he wants to do. Doesn't matter. Like if what anyone thinks is gonna happen, what any of the dirt sheets say is gonna happen, it's just like well, Brock changes the whole game. Brock legitimizes all of it.
Don't you think
And
that match buried both men though?
no way that match
I mean,
made Brock
Roman
Lesnar.
Reigns kicks out of six F5s. You don't think that diminishes Brock Lesnar?
It made Brock. No, well, okay, but he put him in six S5s. You know what I'm saying? Like he picked
Yeah,
him up
but he
and
also got
like,
hit with like what, three spears? I mean,
all right,
they
but
just
that's
trade. I mean, they're not even matches anymore. They just trade finishers and kick out of finishers.
that's
It's like
exciting.
they're yeah, that's exciting when you have a great main event and people are kicking out of finishers, and that's I mean, kicking out of finishers is so cliche now, but if you build it up, you know, it happens so too much as it is. You know, what I mean, nowadays people kick out of finishers in opening matches. You know, back in the day, you would only kick out of a finisher at WrestleMania. You know, you would only kick out of someone's finisher at a big show in a main event. Now everyone kicks out of everything.
Well,
So now
back in the day, they used to do a lot of things, man. Back in the day, they wouldn't even televise these goddamn things. So it's
yeah, but I
there's
mean, I don't think they protected that F5 all year. No one could kick out of it. I mean,
I
every pay per view, one F5. He finished everybody with just one
I,
F5
I
and the spear. Besides Braun he had to take a couple, but they built this up for the whole year. Basically, like no one can kick out of the F5 and no one can kick out of the spear. And they were building it up so that you thought that once anyone hit their finishers, it was going to be over. So I mean, I expected them to kick out because I was like, okay, they've been building these finishers up so strong for the whole year that when someone hits it at WrestleMania and the other person kicks out, that's a big deal. But then when you do it six times in one match, it was just way too much. It was like overkill at that point.
I
Like,
mean, I feel like that was the only saving grace that what's his name, Roman had. Like, is that
and he
all right?
kicked
Like
out
they
that
kept
many
kicking out.
F5s.
Like, yeah, like that's the only thing that made him look at least a little strong.
Exactly, and then he still lost. If he did that and won,
But he lost with a bloody face, though. Which is the first
yeah,
time you've seen that in a minute. Like he lost with a face full of blood, and it's like, whoa, I've not seen that. That's crazy. Like
but hey, And you know what? Like, talk about atmosphere, though. I mean, the crowd makes matches too. I mean, it's hard to enjoy and get into a match when the entire crowd is shitting all over it. And that's exactly what I said was going to happen. They shit on both men that whole match.
Why? No, did they? I don't remember that. Did they?
Dude, they were chanting, "This is awful, dude."
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They
Yeah, I remember
hated
now.
that match,
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was the most horrible match. I thought it was a lot of overkill. It's like, how sometimes you're watching something and it's like, okay, this should be the ending, and they kick out, you're like, okay, we're gonna go again. And then again and
I
again. And by the time you get to like the sixth time, you're like, okay, I'm kind of
Well,
over
here's
this.
the thing, right? Because I looked at it like this. I was like, I loved it because I like Brock, right? And Brock was putting a beating on Roman. It looked like, oh, this is one way match. Fucking Brock has got this. But every single time that Roman kicked out, it was like, oh shit, no, Roman's actually gonna win. Roman's actually gonna take it. But no, it was just like every time he kicked out of that F5, it was like, okay, that's not gonna be the end. That's not how they're gonna end it. There's got to be a different ending. And then it was the ending. And to me, I was just like, that was great, emotional roller coaster. Thank you, WWF. Fucking, I'll see you next year. You know what I'm saying?
Let me
Like,
ask you this then. Where did we go? Like, he lost again. Like, does it get to a point where it doesn't even matter when he wins? I mean, if you chase for so long and you can't get it done, and doesn't it get to a point where no one, even by the time you get it done, it's too late? No one cares anymore. I think we've gone past that with Roman now.
I care. Oh,
You care?
with Roman,
If
yeah.
you, I mean,
I
when
don't
he
want.
finally wins the belt,
I don't
like,
want to see. I
who's
want to
gonna
see.
care anymore?
I
Yeah, who's gonna
I don't want
care?
to see him with the belt. I want to see him
Yeah.
keep losing, and I want to see him like become a heel. But I want Braun with it.
That would probably save the whole thing right there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that could save it, because if he wins the title at the next show or the show after, it's gonna be like, okay, we don't care anymore. You
Yeah.
couldn't do it at Mania. You couldn't do it at the Rumble.
Like I want to see
I don't.
Samoa Joe. I want to see Samoa Joe slap him around. I want to see like, a few more. Like I want to see him lose important matches. Like keep losing, and then just him get over it and be like, you know what, like come
Yeah,
out like
like,
the Usos, pretty much come out like the Usos, like down, sis, like that kind of thing. Like even with that whole attitude, almost like just I don't care anymore. You
and
know,
he's shown that he can be a great heel. I mean, when he's done those "I don't give a fuck" promos, like when he beat Taker and they're booing the shit out of him, and he was just like, "This is my yard now,"
right, right.
Like when he's acting like a prick, I mean, he can pull that shit off. But the problem is, you know what's gonna happen? The minute he turns heel, he's gonna become cool,
Yeah.
and they're gonna start cheering him, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck did we just waste all these years on?
But that's wrestling.
We
Bro.
turn him, and now they love him, and
Right.
that is wrestling.
Yeah.
You show. It's like, that's why everyone's like, man, we can't turn Roman heel, we can't turn
'Cause
Cena heel.
it's not-
And I'm like, that's exactly what you need to do. You want people to cheer him? Fucking turn him heel. They're gonna love the guy the minute he's a heel.
Well, Cena said he's like, yo, I've been coming out, being like he said something, I forgot the quote, but he's like, I turned heel about like fucking 5 years ago. Where you been? You know what I'm saying? Like he's pretty much like, yo, everyone boos me. Like I turned heel 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like where have you been?
But
Kinda,
not until he officially turns heel.
Right.
It's like the only way you can get the fans to love you is you've got to shit on them.
Right,
You shit
right.
on the fans, all of a sudden they love you. I mean, look at Elias. They love this motherfucker, and he comes out and shits on them every week.
Elias is pretty dope though. I like him too. I like
He is
Elias.
dope. Coming up.
I was making a point though about oh yeah, I want to see Roman pretty much lose. Like I just want to see him lose to Samoa Joe, and I want to see Braun with the belt. Pretty much, if anyone's gonna take it from Brock, it's gonna be Braun, but it's not gonna be till. Oh, and have you heard Brock Lesnar's new fucking contract? Okay.
He resigned.
No,
like
wait a
I
minute.
told you, his contract was up, but
No,
you
no.
told me it wasn't
So
up.
so
He
his
resigned.
but this is what is the terms of his new contract. Okay, it's on a uh, pay. He gets paid per view. So each time he comes on, he gets paid. He gets paid $500,000, $500,000 for a pay-per-view or a special event, $100,000 for a SmackDown or a Raw, and it's just on a Yeah, it's not like a contract. It's just like on a appearance by appearance and
Yeah,
shit.
it's because he wants to go back and fight, but
Right.
he's gonna get licensed again. When he gets licensed, he still has to serve 6 months suspension
Hmm.
because he got popped a year for them steroids for that
Right.
Mark Hunt fight.
Right.
He served 6 months and retired and went to back to WWE. So now he's trying to get reinstated. So the minute they reinstate his license, he's still got to serve 6 months. So it makes sense. Like like I said, he's resigned with the UFC. He's still got to sit out for 6 months. So what am I gonna do for 6 months? I'm gonna go fucking wrestle and get paid like 500 grand per match. Yeah, that's a great idea. So I mean, it does make sense that they keep the belt on him now because I mean, if they pull the belt off of him right now and give it to Roman, like I don't see what he has left. I mean, they've invested so much with him and Roman. I don't see where else they go with him. I mean, like Braun is like the number one option, but they've done him in Braun, they've done him in Joe, they've done him in Cena, they've done him in Orton. Like, there's no tippy top guys for Brock
Well,
to go against. Besides, I would love to see him and Daniel Bryan, but I don't think Brock is
yeah.
gonna
I'd like to see
sell
him.
for.
I'd like to see him and Finn Balor. I'd like to see Brock
Yeah.
versus Finn.
They tried to do Brock and Finn at the Rumble, and Brock he wasn't interested. Brock is old school. He's not gonna sell for a little guy. He's not gonna sell for Finn. He's not gonna sell for Daniel. I mean, the only reason he sold for Punk is because Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's really good friends with both of them, and Heyman talked his ass into do this match. Put Punk over. He didn't want to sell for Punk.
Well, what about Brock versus Kurt?
Kurt?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, that would probably work, but I mean, I don't know. Kurt at this point, I don't know what.
I mean, he looked good. He looked good. He looked good at WrestleMania, man. It's not like Kurt can't go. Like so.
Yeah, but like the thing with Kurt is like
he's not a main event guy.
I don't think he's a main event guy anymore. I mean, unless you have a big time match.
You could build it. You could build it. You could build.
I think if they did Kurt and Daniel Bryan, that would be phenomenal.
I think Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon, I'd like to see.
Yeah, I think that could work. Also, I think they're planting some seeds for that down the line. I don't really know if I want to see anyone versus Shane McMahon at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, WrestleMania wasn't the worst show, but I mean, it definitely wasn't WrestleMania. I mean, you judge WrestleMania on a different level than you're going to judge a regular show. I mean, if this was fucking No Mercy or something, or Backlash, just some, network special, I probably would have thought it was perfectly fine, but this was WrestleMania. I mean, you hold WrestleMania to a higher standard.
Yeah, but they call it like paper. See, that's the thing I've been thinking about also. It's like they call these like Backlash, WrestleMania, SummerSlam. They're called pay-per-views, but are they really still technically pay-per-views since they're on the fucking network? And how do they? I mean,
technically they still do pay-per-views in some places and some cable companies, but I mean, like WrestleMania, which would get like millions of buys, gets like 40,000 buys now. So I mean, it's definitely nothing compared to what it used to be. But
I'm talking about
a lot of foreign countries that don't get the network and stuff, they still do pay-per-views. But that's why they mostly call them network specials, as opposed to pay-per-views.
Right.
And that's another thing. Like you don't have to deliver blowaway shows every year or every month because it's the network now. I mean, people aren't paying $40-$50 for these shows. They're paying $9.99 a month for everything. So it's like, can you really bitch about that you just paid $9.99 for WrestleMania when you had everything else that came with it? I mean, TakeOver alone was worth $9.99. So how are you gonna bitch about WrestleMania?
Right. We never talked about TakeOver though, huh?
I thought TakeOver was awesome. Did you like TakeOver?
The only thing that stands out is the Ciampa and Tommaso match.
What about that ladder match?
Oh yeah, the Velveteen Dream, dude. That guy was like,
future.
Yeah, he was
gonna be a star.
His gimmick, I'm like, it just rubs me the wrong way. His gimmick rubs me the wrong way. I guess that's the point. Like, I guess that's what he's trying to do, but it does. It's just like, stop that, bro. Like, stop being so
he's 21 years old.
Yeah.
And he's this good already. Jesus
Well,
Christ.
and the thing is, he's good at catching your attention. It's like, look at this fool coming out like that. You know, like why are you coming out like that? But I guess that's what caught my eye. You know, like
He's great.
yeah,
He's like Rick Rude
yeah,
and Gold Dust, and
right,
like
right.
it's like he's taken the best parts of all these flamboyant gimmicks and just made it into his own thing, you
But he
know.
could
And
go too, like any,
yeah,
and
you
it's
got
like
that Prince gimmick. Yeah, he can wrestle. That boy
yeah,
can.
yeah, which
That
is
match he had with Aleister Black, you know, at the Takeover previous, you know, that
I
caught a
saw
lot
that
of
too.
off guard. Yeah, that caught me off guard like a motherfucker. I was like, he's this gimmick is good, but can he go out there and have great matches? And I saw that match and I was like, this boy is set. And then what else does he need? He can talk. He got the gimmick. He got wrestling.
Do you what's it called? Do you watch NXT weekly?
I mostly watch the takeovers. I don't really have time to watch their weekly show. I mean, if I hear about a really great match, I'll try and catch it.
Hmm.
But I rarely have time to catch their weekly shows. But I always catch the takeovers because those shows are always great. I read the NXT weekly recaps and stuff though, but to see if there's anything worth really checking out. Same with like 205 Live, like pretty much Raw and SmackDown are the only things I will go out of my way to make myself catch weekly because those are the important shows.
Right. Have you heard about like Road Dog killing SmackDown, something like that?
Killing SmackDown.
Like he's been writing SmackDown, he's been killing it. Like he's been um, pretty much driving it into the ground. You know, like SmackDown, the show.
Well, it has been kind of horrible, like since their first draft and shakeup and everything when they were doing really good, and but lately it's been pretty horrible, and he's taken a lot of heat. I mean, I don't know if he's done it on purpose, but he had taken a lot of heat for the show not being as good as it used to be. But I
Yeah.
mean, after the shakeup and everything, I think SmackDown is right back to being the top show. I mean, if you compare the shakeups, I mean, we can talk about the shakeups next, but I mean, I think SmackDown smoked Raw and what they got compared to what Raw got.
I think that the shakeups aren't going to matter very much, really. Like I don't think that they're going to matter.
I think they're going to matter for weekly TV shows. I mean, but oh well. Before we get to the shakeup, though, talk about that. What the hell is that?
It's my fucking trying to turn this off.
Yeah, let's talk about that takeover main event though before we move on. Like Gargano and Ciampa. I mean, what do you think about that match?
Um, it was a little long.
Yeah, did you think it it was just a little too much
Too
by
it's
the
too
end?
long, too long. Like because I don't have too much invested in either of those guys. You know, I'm just like
Mhm.
yeah, I know that they're the DIY tag team. Like that's what I know about them. Like or I know I've seen Ciampa wrestle. And Gargano, I know he's Mr. Wrestling and stuff like that.
Give me some beers. Go
But
ahead. Sorry.
no, it's fine. But it felt too much for guys that really didn't care about. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
and um, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's all I
I
really
mean,
get.
it's but if you were invested in this whole story, I mean, it probably would mean more to you.
Were you invested in the whole story?
Well, I mean, I'm invested just because I watched all the takeovers. So I mean,
I mean, I watch all the takeovers too, though. That's the
So I
thing.
mean, have you seen like how they came up though? I mean,
Well, they came up.
and the Cruiserweight Classic. Did you watch that?
Yeah,
Like, so
yeah,
you know that Gargano beat Ciampa in that, and then they had that whole story, and then they kept trying to get the tag titles, and they kept losing. I mean, they had those amazing matches with the Authors of Pain, with the Revival. I mean, they were stealing
yeah.
the
That's
show.
what I know about. Like, see,
Yeah.
like I know about the tag team, but I didn't know about like their beef. You know what I'm saying? Like their
The problem was that right when Ciampa finally turned on Gargano, and they were about to do the big payoff, Ciampa got hurt and he was out for like 7 months. So like you have a red hot story and you put that shit aside for 7 months. I mean, no matter you come back to it, it's not going to be as hot. You've just gone like half a year. After, when you had this story red hot, and then you had to wait 6 months to come back to it. So yeah, it was definitely not as hot. But I mean, I thought the match was really good. I thought maybe it kind of like the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns thing where it's like I felt maybe it should have ended and but they kept going on. But I thought they told a great story. The psychology was on point. I thought the whole thing about
Well, like,
Gargano.
okay, when you say the psychology was on point, what do you mean? Like, what, like,
The
'cause-
psychology of like Champa being this fucking dick and rootless, and he's gonna do anything to win. And Gargano is like such a great baby face. I mean, he plays the baby face in peril like so amazingly. Like he takes these shots and he looks. This motherfucker has the best dazed and out of it and concussed looks in wrestling to me. Like you can look at him during a match and you can think like this motherfucker's got a concussion. This motherfucker's about to pass out. And then like I also liked how they led to Gargano, where he finally made his big comeback and then he couldn't finish off Ciampa, like he sat there with him, and that was a callback to the Cruiserweight Classic when he finally beat Ciampa, and it looked like Ciampa was about to snap and beat his ass, and then they sat next to each other in the ring, cross-legged, and had a little moment and hugged it out. And same thing after they lost the tag titles, when Gargano lost the match, and Ciampa sat next to him, cross-legs, and they hugged it out again, and then they walked up the ramp, and Ciampa turned on him, and at the end of this match, when Gargano was about to finish him, he saw Ciampa. He just came off surgery. His legs all fucked up. He felt bad. He went over. He sat next to him again. He put his arm around him. So, like, it was great callbacks to all this was going on, And you knew that Ciampa was setting him up. But then Gargano also knew he was setting him up. So he ducked it, came out. Then he went buck wild and took him out. So, I thought the psychology, I thought they told a really good story, I just don't like. I think maybe they went a little too long with it. They went like 40 minutes. But I thought it was pretty fantastic. I mean, everyone liked that match, and I thought it was a great story. I thought they were gonna really move Gargano over to SmackDown or something. But I thought it was great.
205 Live. 205 Live.
I think that would be such a waste of him.
Yeah, but I don't see him. I don't see him as much. Like, I don't see him lasting on either of those rosters. You know what I'm saying?
I think you're underestimating Johnny Gargano.
I don't see much in him. Like
you don't see it in him. I think
no.
he's a great baby face.
I think he's
one of the top 5 baby faces in wrestling.
I don't think he's half the man Daniel Bryan is. I don't even think
who is half the man Daniel Bryan is?
Well, I'm just saying I'm not even a big Daniel Bryan guy, but like Daniel Bryan to me is. Well, I'm not a huge Daniel Bryan guy. I'm more of a CM Punk guy. You know what I'm saying? But like, if anything, like Gargano, I don't really. I like Ciampa more than Gargano, to be honest.
Oh, I think Ciampa's an amazing heel, and I think that everyone's talking about Gargano from that match, and no one's giving Ciampa any love. I mean, how about the fact that this motherfucker just came off of surgery? He was out for 7 fucking months, and he just came back and main evented.
Ciampa's got the face, Ciampa's got the face, like you know what I'm saying, like Ciampa's got the face, and he's like I remember like him being the psycho, having the psychotic fucking act, like the whole like
the psycho
killer. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, like
psychopath. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Like that's awesome.
He's a great character. Yeah. I mean, he's a great heel, and like I say, he needs to get more love. The fact that this is WrestleMania, this is WrestleMania weekend, this is the biggest takeover ever, and they're telling this fool, yeah, we know you just came off of 7 months, off with your leg and shit. But we need you to come in here and main event this show, and we need you to take fucking power bombs onto the concrete.
Oh my god!
Like,
oh my god! Like you heard the slam of the like, yeah. I don't know how that dude was alive, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and so
after that happened, I was like, man, people could really, really hurt themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you could really hurt yourself doing that. Like.
Hey, so what do you think of Aleister Black?
I think he's a great character, man. He's scary. He scares me. I'm like, wow, that dude is. I do not want to hang out with him. I don't want to.
Do you get like a
Undertaker vibe? Yeah, hell yeah, I get Undertaker vibe.
I think if they played him correctly, he could be like an Undertaker type down the line.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want anyone to like have to fill in a role of an Undertaker type. But what they should do, they should have an Undertaker type stable, like a ministry. Right, like bring in those guys, Sanity, Aleister Black, Bray Wyatt and like all those, and then make like a stable of just like Undertaker types where they're the new darkness. You know, they're the new like you know what I'm
Like a
trying to say?
Ministry of Darkness
Yeah,
type
like a
thing,
Ministry of Darkness kind of thing,
but
and
like a new school.
New School Ministry of Darkness, right? But they're not associated with Undertaker. They're just the dark
Yeah,
characters. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and it's like whenever you hear the gong, it's gonna be like it's like almost like NWO music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, here they come. You know the fucking. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, that's pretty much it for Takeover. I mean, I want to talk about Andrade, but I mean, we can talk about that in
Oh,
the shakeup because he was drafted to SmackDown. And
yeah,
obviously, I can tell that you're not very high on
I'm
Andrade with
not.
that.
I'm not. Yeah, like it's like
I'll tell you why you're motherfucking wrong here in a second, but
I
all
like his
right, so
girl. I like. All right, go
all right, so
ahead.
let's look at these lines. All right, so Raw. I'll just go through them really quick. You can give, we can just go like quick thoughts and shit. You know, we won't spend too long on these because fucking Raw got mostly jobbers any damn way. Gender, moving to Raw. You're big on gender. You're a
I
lot
love
bigger on
Jinder.
gender than I am.
I love Jinder, and I think that him on Raw is going to be awesome. He's going to be a great heel on Raw. Um, there's going to be some great matches, and
You don't think that he'll get lost on Raw?
no, and I love that. I love that. Now, just you got Jinder, and you got what's his face, the Scottish guy. What's his goddamn name? Drew McIntyre, and both on the same brand. Along and now like and
With
Heath
Heath
Slater,
Slater.
and Heath Slater looks like man, you slipping. He like get on
Hey, if they when
get
they
on those
finally get
steroids.
those three back together,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a huge fucking pop, dude.
yep,
That's gonna be ridiculous.
that's gonna be big. You know, and like
Can
I
you
think
explain something to me though? How is Raw a longer show, yet they have less stars? Like, how can you like you move to Raw? It's a longer show. You think you get more of a chance to shine, but
well
everyone
they
gets
have more.
lost on.
The thing is they have more talking on Raw. There's a
Yeah,
you
and like
start Raw with a
Raw,
half an hour. It's a half an hour fucking start Raw, half an hour on the mic. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like
Raw is the entertainment show,
all right, so
and
that's why
it's so easy to get lost on Raw.
they have how many like Kurt Angle fucking backstage clips are there? You know how many like replays are there? How many like there's
Now they
some
got the Kevin and Sammy talk show.
yeah you know so um, all of it is just Raw is the and then SmackDown is the wrestling pure wrestling fucking you could have like a 5 minute match but a good watchable 5 minute match you know
But the thing is that like Raw is so long that they do have long matches too. It's like every there's like barely any matches on Raw that don't go through a commercial
yo
break.
the
So
last pay-per-view I saw on Raw was a 10 woman. Imagine how much I hate this match. 10 woman fucking tag team match on the main event.
well, you
It's
still
Raw.
hate women.
No, I hate women
Well, you know
wrestling.
they were just like they were like,
I hate
oh
women
sorry,
wrestling. Don't say that.
sorry we're not sending you
I love
bitches
women.
to Saudi Arabia. We're gonna give you like the chance to main event Raw. Like here you go. Sorry bitches.
Yeah, I
That's
guess so.
what that was.
That makes sense. But at the same time, it's like it's not a main event. You know, it's not a goddamn main event. I don't. Imagine if you went to that show, how pissed you'd be. Like, this is the main event.
Well, that wasn't the main event. There's dark main events that go on after the show.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, who wants to? I mean, shit. I just sat through 3 hours of Raw. I'm gonna sit through dark main events, dude. I'm getting to my fucking car. I'm leaving.
No,
You know?
but Raw is going back to 2 hours in 2019.
I don't think it is. Maybe if it moves to Fox, yeah. But
Well,
so
yeah.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Riot Squad. I mean, that's nothing. They basically just traded Absolution to the Riot Squad. I
Right.
don't think none of them.
Which are Riot Squad is a lot better looking though. Riot Squad is cute as fuck.
You
Like,
think so?
the blonde girl, the blonde one
You
is
take
so
Liv
hot.
Morgan over Mandy Rose?
Oh my god, yeah, because she's got the psycho.
They look exactly the same.
No, but Liv Morgan has got like the
What
she's
about
got
Ruby
like the
Riott? Like Ruby Riott?
Ruby Riot's not that great, but the other chick with the braids in her hair, the Australian chick, she's
Sarah
like
Logan.
woo, yeah, her
Yeah,
Sarah
she's
Logan.
kind of thick. She's dating
I
that
like
dude
a little bit thick, huh?
She likes big guys too, dude. She's with that dude from War Machine. So.
No,
And she
Alexa?
used to be. She was engaged. Oh, check this out, dude. You want to have a Juggalo connection? That bitch Sarah Logan. She used to wrestle. She used to be with Madman Pondo for years.
Yeah, I know. What was her name? It was
they were engaged. Shit.
it was something. Yeah, no,
Crazy Sarah Dobson,
yeah,
Crazy Mary Dobson.
Mary Dobson, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
no, she's a juggalo. Yeah, I
you know.
remember. Huh?
Yeah, so you know she likes to
She was
make
in
boys, and
JCW. She was in
she's a
JCW.
juggalette. So yeah,
Yeah.
get in it. All right,
Well,
Owens and Zayn probably like the only two big stars I think that moved over.
but it looks like not like they got nothing because
They do have nothing. They're gonna
Owens.
do. It looks like they're gonna do the same shit they did on
I think
SmackDown,
I
feud
think
with GM.
I think Owens, okay, being with Sami Zayn lowers Owens like status. Like Owens by himself is up here, right? But when he's with Sammy, it brings him down to here. I'm just saying, like Owens by himself is a star, you know. Like
The thing with Owens is though, like I like him with a sidekick, but then it does lower him because
yeah,
like when he was with Jericho, I thought it was great. I thought they had a great act. I thought it was funny, but it was almost too much comedy, too much playing around that you couldn't take Owens as a serious threat.
right,
And I think it's the same thing with Sammy.
right.
Like they're great together. They're very entertaining. But I mean, if you want Owens to be a top guy, I don't think he should be doing comedy with
Right.
Sammy. You know,
Because he could be a top guy. Like I'd like to see Owens versus Jinder. You know, Owens versus Daniel Bryan. Owens
are you
versus
really over here saying Owens versus Jinder? Like you're like so high on Jinder.
Jinder is awesome, dude. I don't know why you don't see it.
Is it
He's
because
great. It's the modern day Maharaja. You know what I'm saying? He's so great, dude. And he has this.
motherfuckers stick together. I'm gonna call you Sunil Bad Style,
No,
motherfucker.
for real, Sunil. I like it. I like it. I like it. I would be if I could have a career in the WWE and being like a Samir Sunil, just to like that would be dope, man. Like that'd be awesome. You know, like goddamn.
All right, well, you got if you're gonna be one of the fucking Bollywood boys, then let me hear your modern day.
The modern day Maharaja. Something like that. No, it's too loud. My
I think like yo, but like I mean, I think Sami Zayn is amazing. Also, I mean, El Generico. I mean, shit. He used to have the best match on every indie show he was on.
yeah,
This
but
guy can go in ring.
did you?
But like,
I just found out Sami Zayn was Muslim, right? Like thinking about this, like the
he's
Canadian.
Syrian actually.
Yeah, but well, he's Canadian, but from Canada, right?
And he played a Mexican.
He played a Mexican, right?
Yeah. He's got
And-
an
yeah, it's just like this guy's like, but yeah,
Yeah, the thing is though, like the problem with Sammy is Kevin can go in the ring and he can go on the mic. Sammy spent years of the career being the dude that had the best matches on every show, but he was also the dude under a mask that didn't speak English. So Kevin Owens came into the WWE the full package. I can wrestle, I can talk, I can do it all. Sammy came into the WWE as I can wrestle. I've been wearing a mask my whole career. I've never spoken. I can't talk. I can't do facials because I've been wearing a mask. So
I hate his face, dude. I hate his face. I honestly hate his face.
Very behind the curve, you know.
Yeah.
But I think the heel turn has been great for him. I think he's been a really great heel. I mean, surprising.
What they
he
should
was
do?
such
They should put a lucha mask. They should put a luchador mask on him, dude, and just and not call him El Generico. They should just call him something like, but they should put a lucha mask on him, and I think the crowd would fucking go crazy for him in a lucha mask. You know, like, but
The
I
problem
hate
is,
Sami Zayn. I hate Sami
what they're
Zayn.
going to do is they're going to what they always do. I mean, 6 months from now, I see them turning them against each other and having
Right.
them feud again.
Right, which I like. Which
Enough,
I'm
you know,
cool.
I mean, yeah,
I like. They had great
they
matches,
need to
and the
move
thing
on
is,
from each other.
like,
Put them on different brands already.
Sami Zayn though, like I've seen him have a great match against Shinsuke Nakamura.
He
Like,
can have a great match against anybody, dude.
No.
He's that good.
but
He's that good.
but there's something about him when he comes out and he talks. You know, like I don't believe him at all. I don't believe him. You know, like
Because he's
it's
trying
just-
to be a heel now.
Yeah.
And it's like against his natural instincts, I think, to be a heel.
yeah,
I don't think it's in his heart to be a fucking bad guy or a dick. I mean, he's one of the fucking nicest guys in the world, dude. I mean, this motherfucker spends all his free time raising money for fucking Syria and shit, you know? He's not a bad dude, you know? I think it's hard for him to go out there and try to be a bad dude. What about, like, we can go through these quick because they're pretty much nothing. I mean, I know you love Zack Ryder, but
I don't love
What's he
Zack
gonna
Ryder.
do
What are you
on
talking about?
Raw? You don't? Okay, good. What's he gonna do on Raw? Nothing.
Nothing. But he's there
Man,
to like Mojo
cheap
Raleigh,
pops
huh?
for cheap pops for the crowd.
Yeah, like I feel like he belongs on the entertainment show. You know what I'm saying? Like
He does.
SmackDown's the sports show, and then Raw's the entertainment show, sports entertainment. You feel me?
How often is he gonna get on TV though? Like
Not often at
fucking
all.
every couple months.
Not often at all.
Same for Fandango and Tyler Breeze. I mean,
Which is great. I
they're
love.
not gonna, they're not gonna get no weekly fashion files like they did
Oh,
on
they will.
SmackDown.
They will. They will. Because the
No,
Fashion Files,
not,
they
not on
yo,
Raw.
Fandango and Tyler Breeze are fucking funny, and that's what like they. Trust me, they're gonna make in that 3 hours. They're gonna give them some fucking time, dude. Trust me.
Maybe, but I think they're really good too. Though I mean, Tyler Breeze can wrestle, man.
Yeah, but they can't go up against like the Usos, which is another great.
They can though.
No, they can't.
Like when they first did the draft, when the draft first came back, that was the first feud they did on SmackDown in the tag division. It was the Usos and Breezango, and they had great matches, dude.
Well,
They had really good matches, dude. These guys can go with anyone. Have you seen some of the Tyler Breeze main events down at NXT? This dude can go. And Fandango's not the greatest, but I mean, he can fucking go too. But,
I like them more as a honestly, I get more out of them like with their skits. I get more out of them. Like I get more enjoyment out of their skits than I do their matches.
Yeah, I mean, how long can you go on that before it gets played out?
Stone Cold did it his entire career. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's already been getting played out on SmackDown. I mean, they stopped doing them a while ago. They moved them to .com. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think they can go. I mean, they gave them a win over, they gave them a win on Raw, so maybe they'll do something with them. Natalia, I honestly, she's just over
for Roundy, right? For Roundy.
Yeah, she's there to work for Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
And Natalia's great. She's a veteran. She has great matches, so that's good to move her over to train with Rousey. I really like Dolph and McIntyre together.
I mean, I think they're gonna be like. I feel like Dolph is leaving right next year.
Well, he said he didn't resign. Everyone says he did, but he's claiming he never resigned.
Well, I think McIntyre's gonna turn on him real quick. And,
yeah, it's like the Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Yep.
No, Shawn Michaels and Nash. I feel like.
Well, I mean, but Nash never really turned on him like the way Psycho Sid turned on him and powerbombed him like 3 fucking times on Raw.
But yeah, that's. But yeah, like I had the same.
Either way, I mean, it can be either Sid or Shawn, but that's what they're going for, like the Shawn Sid or Shawn Diesel connection.
And I feel like that's something Dolph would do because Dolph is a huge mark for fucking. Shawn Michaels.
He thinks he wants to be Shawn Michaels so bad, so. And like I think it was great bringing Drew in as a heel.
Yeah.
Because like Drew is so much better as a heel. I mean, when he tries to be a babyface, he does that, I fight for wrestling bullshit. He can't. That's the only thing he can do as a babyface, stand up for wrestling and all that stuff.
Right.
When he's a heel, he can fucking,
well,
he can be like, I'm the chosen one, you know.
Like, and same with Jinder though, like letting Jinder be a heel, like that's just his natural. I feel like that's what he's gonna,
And I mean, Drew looks like a fucking $1 million, man. I mean, he looks like a bad motherfucker. I mean, he's gonna do some shit.
So does Jinder. Jinder looks like $1 million.
Man, seriously, man, we're on like number 12, and Jinder was number 1. You still keep going back to Jinder.
I'm just playing.
I don't want to talk about fucking Jinder Mahal anymore. I swear to God, every week, all you want to do is talk about Jinder Mahal and Sasha Banks.
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised we haven't fucking talked about Sasha already, and I'm not inviting you to talk about Sasha because we got to move on.
She didn't have much going on except that the Bailey thing, but
that Bailey feud that they fucking keep resetting every fucking week.
Yeah,
like
I think they need a good spot for it. Like I think they just need a good spot for a good main event because that's going to be a great match.
It's like, hey, we're friends. Hey, we're enemies.
But
let's jump the gun and have us fucking actually do a brawl backstage, only to be fucking friends again the next week. Like, why'd they even do that brawl? And let's not fucking have a real match at WrestleMania. Let's be in the fucking Battle Royal, and let's not either of us even win it. What the fuck?
Well, it's live though. Like it's live television. What are you gonna do? It can't always be what you want it to be. right? So
Oh, here's an interesting one because a lot of people are high on this guy, a lot of people are down on this guy. So I want to know what you feel. What do you think about Aaron Corbin?
I think he's going bald, bro.
Well, who cares if he's going bald?
That's
Sasha
all I
Banks
can
is
see.
fucking going bald, motherfucker.
Well, that's because she keeps
Snatch
dyeing
it.
her hair. But like all I can see when I watch Baron Corbin, dog, it's like, yo, shave your head, dog. Shave your head. Do something about it because that's all I could see.
This is your expert analysis on Baron Corbin. Who's going
Yo, that's just what like that's all I think about when I'm watching Baron Corbin. Is like, look at this bald motherfucker. He's making me think about my old age because I'm like,
motherfucker, you know what? Motherfucker, I'm going bald, all right?
right. So and I'm going bald, and the more I think, and the more I
Where are you going bald? Show me your bald spot, motherfucker.
no, like see, look, I ain't trying to like put that shit out there like
Don't
that.
make me take off my beanie, motherfucker. I will show you a bald
No,
spot.
but that's what I'm saying. Is like Baron Corbin, like that's what I think about. I'm like,
well,
fuck.
then you should fucking be able to relate to him if you'll fucking support him and cheer him on.
To be honest, like I think he's an asshole. I think he's a
Baron
prick.
Rogaine.
I feel like I liked it better when he was when he pissed everyone off, and like Vince was. I liked him better when Vince was punishing him for going off on a fan, on a Marine.
You
fan.
liked it better when they took that fucking money in the bank away from him?
I liked it better. Yes, I did. I liked that because I was like, ooh, like he's the whipping boy. You know, now he's gonna get like what he deserves. You know, and I don't know, like that's just. I like that, but now.
I mean, I think he's talented. I don't know if he's talented enough to get to the next level.
I don't like him because he's not a wrestler. You know, like he's not a wrestler's wrestler. You know, he
if you get him in the ring with the right guy, though, he can have. I mean,
he didn't
has great matches with AJ.
He didn't watch wrestling growing up. You know, he's not a fan. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't mark out. You know, he keeps
not everybody. You don't need to be a fan, though.
But he keeps saying like how he was like, a supreme athlete, and I don't know, like.
Well, he was though. I mean,
but he's not.
The dude, but he was though. I mean, the dude was a Golden Gloves boxing champion. The dude was a top collegiate player. The dude got drafted and played in the NFL for many years. I mean, he was a top athlete. I mean, to him, wrestling was probably some fake bullshit. I mean, if you're a Golden Gloves legit boxer,
so then to him,
you're
it's
a top
probably
NFL prospect, and you know, you probably look at wrestling as some bullshit. You know.
That's why I don't like him because I feel like and that's his gimmick, right? That he looks at wrestling as like it's some bullshit, you know, like he treats it like.
I don't think it's even a gimmick though. Like I mean, if you watch like that breakdown show they had where they used to follow NXT guys, I mean, a lot of people didn't like him legit because he does think that he's the man and he's just there to make money and he's better than everyone else because he didn't have to come up through the indies. He didn't have to, go to wrestling school. He didn't have to work his way here. He was like, they saw that I'm an amazing athlete, and they just came and picked me up to do this. I didn't have to do that bullshit. They came and got me. I didn't beg to get in here. They came and got me.
That's why I don't like him.
But I mean, I think he's alright. But I mean, he's gonna get lost on Raw. Ascension, they're not doing shit.
They
on Raw.
still signed. Like, what the fuck? These guys are not on TNA yet. They're not on TNA yet. Like, goddamn. Get rid of these guys.
He ain't gonna do nothing, Mojo Rawley.
He's gonna be with Zack Ryder.
They broke him up months ago, though.
Yeah, but they're gonna start sucking dick and stuff.
Yeah. Mike Kanellis, I mean.
Yo, Mike and Marie.
Mike Kanellis, she should have stayed in fucking TNA or gone back to ROH. He ain't doing shit.
Yeah, Titus O'Neil, by the way.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're going to the Greatest Royal Rumble next. Don't worry, dude.
Oh my god! All right.
Let's just finish this. Chad Gable.
Man.
I think Chad Gable is amazing. I think Chad Gable could be the next Daniel Bryan.
I think him and Jason Jordan should go back to SmackDown and stay tag team and fucking do some tag team shit.
They never should have broken up in the first place.
Right.
I agree. But still, I mean, if they give Gable a chance, I think he could be the next Daniel Bryan, honestly.
No.
He's amazing, and he's a great wrestler. He can talk. He's got great charisma.
Mark my words, Chad Gable will get injured. Okay? He's going to get injured, and then we're never going to hear from him again.
Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
What do you have against Chad Gable?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying these are the visions. these are the visions I receive from the wrestling gods. You know,
All right, last one I want to talk about Bobby Roode.
it's glorious.
You still into Bobby Roode?
I mean,
You don't think they botched the fuck out of him on SmackDown? Don't you think he needs to go heel like really badly?
I think they packaged him very, 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 very good. You know, like I think the way he came over from TNA, the way, like he's still Bobby Roode. You know, he's not like
He's just an entrance though. Besides his entrance, what does he have going for him?
doesn't matter, man. Stone Cold was just an entrance, dude.
So are you sitting right? I don't even like Stone Cold. I was never a Stone Cold guy, but to say that Stone Cold was just an entrance is like top 3 stupidest things.
All right, wait a minute. All right, Undertaker's just an entrance. Kane is just an entrance.
Undertaker is not just an entrance,
right,
dude.
Kane.
Undertaker's had some of the best matches in
All right,
WrestleMania.
no, I know. I take it back.
I can give you Kane as just an entrance. I mean, even that, I would kind of argue that that's kind of disrespectful to Kane. But, I mean, Undertaker and Stone Cold, that's just ridiculous.
To me, I feel like
Bobby Roode is just an entrance at this point, to me.
Bobby Roode can go, though. Bobby Roode has... And, you know what? I'm not saying I've seen him have a good match, but I feel like I wouldn't change the match if it's him versus, like, Shinsuke, him versus Jinder.
He can have good matches. That's obvious. I mean, we've seen him in TNA. He was like one of their top guys.
Yeah.
But like, I think
just like AJ, right? So I think him and AJ have the potential of being on the same kind of level. You know, I think
Bobby Roode is many levels below AJ Styles to me.
You think so?
AJ Styles is one of the top workers in the world, dude. I mean, I don't think Bobby Roode can hang with AJ on his best day. Honestly, what they need to do is sign James Storm. Bring his ass in, reunite him, and just get beer money going.
Didn't they sign James Storm? They did sign him though.
I don't know if they officially signed him. I know he's been back there backstage a couple times, but I don't know if they re-signed him yet. But yeah, I think they should just reunite them and let them do their tag team. All right, so Raw, their shakeup was meh to me, but I mean, fucking look at SmackDown. I mean, Jeff Hardy, that's big time. I mean, get him away from Matt. You know, he can be a big superstar on SmackDown, don't you think?
Well, I think he's a big superstar already. You know, but...
All right, we're both dying right now.
I know. I'm fucking choking, dude. Like...
You're choking on them words because you've been saying such stupid things today. What the fuck are you eating, dude? Sweetos. That's not healthy, dude.
Dude. They're so bad.
they're so bad, yet they're so fucking good, right?
They're so delicious, but they're so gross. It's like, my
God. Yo, Samoa Joe, big fucking game for SmackDown.
Huge loss
for him too, because on Raw he's maybe sixth guy.
No. He could be,
on SmackDown he's like number 1. He can be 1 or 2 on SmackDown.
I agree.
But on Raw, he's behind Roman. He's behind Braun. You know, he's behind Brock. You know, he's even behind like Seth and Finn. You know, but on Raw, on SmackDown, he's like 1, 2. He's in the top 3 there. Big Cass. I think Big Cass. I like what they're doing with him. I mean, they got him going right with Daniel Bryan. I think he's gonna be big time on SmackDown.
Yeah.
You like Big Cass?
I don't like Big Cass. I like Enzo. I'm an Enzo guy, you know, but I'm just saying, that's how much I don't like Big Cass, is I'd rather pick Enzo.
You don't like Big Cass at all? Why don't you like Big Cass? He can talk. He's a good enough worker. He's got a great look.
It's just what he did to Enzo. For some reason, to me, like, I still don't.
Mark, dude, that...
I know, but like...
Fucking Mark, I don't like him, what he did to Enzo. This shit is not real. You're taking the podcast name way too literally, motherfucker. You suspend disbelief way too much sometimes.
But that's just the way I gotta do it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't like Big Cass right now.
Alright, suspend that shit, dude. I mean, we already talked about Asuka, you know, the club, you know, Gallows and Anderson.
Which is awesome.
I mean...
Being with AJ is going to be awesome.
Yeah. They have so much better chemistry with AJ. Like, when they were with Finn, it wasn't shit. Like
they were with Finn for one match.
No, they were with him for a good couple months on Raw, dude. I mean, they were teaming him up. Like, they were teaming up every week. But there was, like, no chemistry. Like, but with AJ, it's like, they got together for one match only, and they're like so much better together. They have so much more chemistry. Uh, the bar moving over, I think, is great. I mean, because it gives them so much fresh matchups. I
Yeah.
mean, the bar versus fucking the
Usos.
Usos, bar versus New Day, bar versus Bludgeons. I mean, so yeah. I mean, R-Truth ain't shit, but I mean, they still need entertainment, and you
Well,
know,
that one segment they had on SmackDown
yeah, that
where
was funny as hell.
it
So
was so
yeah,
fucking funny.
I mean, they
Because
gave up Rizongo, so I mean, they're gonna need someone to fill in those little comedy spots. And,
yeah,
I mean, R-Truth is good at that shit.
when he said right here on Monday Night Raw, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I believed. I was like, oh, it is Monday Night Raw, and then it was like, no, it's SmackDown. This shit was
that
hilarious,
motherfucker.
man.
Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, Mandy and Sonya, that's really nothing. I mean, they're just add-ons, you know. I think they're gonna be really lost because you know they got the Iconics coming out. The Iconics are gonna shine the time.
Stop it.
That's fucking crazy, dog.
My dog is not crazy. He's a good boy.
He's not crazy. He's just going crazy.
He's having fun. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him right over there. He's like, what are you doing? Look, you don't see that?
I can't. Oh, I see him now.
He's like, what are you doing? He's like, what? He's like, are we playing or not?
Podcasting motherfucker. Who else is there? Miz. I think that might be the biggest move of all. I mean, I think the Miz is a top level main event superstar at this point.
Miz
You
is
don't agree?
no. I mean, not a top level main event superstar.
You
No.
don't think he's a top level?
No, I think he's a top level Intercontinental champion. I think he's a good Intercontinental champion, but he's not a.
I think that when they kick off this feud with Daniel Bryan, motherfucker is going to be on such a main event level. Ridiculous. By the end of this year, we're going to be saying that Miz and Daniel Bryan was the feud of the year, dude. Mark my words.
You think so?
Absolutely, man. I think Miz and Daniel Bryan. I mean, I like that they're not going right to it. I like that they've got like Big Cass in as a little buffer. I think once they start this Miz and Daniel Bryan, it's gonna be off the chain.
We'll see. I feel like that is going to be a good feud, you know. But like, but yeah.
I'm super fan of Miz. I think the Miz has become such a top player, man. All right, let's go, man. Andrade, what's wrong with Andrade?
He doesn't speak English.
You don't think he's the next Alberto?
No.
You don't think he's
Look,
the next Alberto?
actually, I saw one match he had before he got the championship on NXT. Like he had, it wasn't the. Like, I mean, look, I just don't know enough about him to, you know, like I like that he has a manager, that girl manager. I think she's cool.
That's why he doesn't need to speak English. She speaks English. That's what makes it work. You know, he comes out there, he cuts his promo in Spanish, and then she gets on the mic and translate. He doesn't need to speak English. He just needs to be a fucking dick and go in the ring and deliver. And this dude delivers in the ring every single time, dude. I mean, he's had like 2 matches of the year this year alone. You know, last year he had a bunch of them. I mean, this dude can deliver. That match he had with Johnny Gargano at the TakeOver Royal Rumble, amazing, dude. That's like one of the top matches of the year. He's had great matches. He was having great matches even before. See, the thing about him was he was like NXT's jobber to the stars. Like when they signed someone new, they would put him in the ring with Almas. You know, he went through Roddy, he went through Bobby Roode. Like whenever they signed someone new, they'd get a pay-per-view match with Almas, and he'd always have amazing matches with them to put them over. But once he got Zelina with him and they hooked him up, he became a main event player. Like that's all he needed. That's what was missing. He became the champ. You know, I mean, he's gonna be the next Alberto. You know, SmackDown always wants that big Latino star. Like if they book this guy correctly with Zelina, they're a great act. He is gonna be the next Alberto, dude. Even better, I think. I think he's great. I think he's gonna show it. Like you don't know enough about him, but I think give him a couple vignettes, give him a couple promos.
All right, so how about this? Give me one match to go watch on the network, right? To go watch.
Did you not see the match with him and Gargano from the TakeOver?
I think I might have to rewatch it then.
That's easy. One of the best matches of the year, right there. Match with him and Drew when he won the title was great. Match with him and Roddy was great. I mean, he has lots of great matches. I mean, he can go in the ring, no doubt. But when him and Zelina hooked up, that's when he really took off because now he had mouthpiece, you know. And you want to go even further? I mean, go look up La Sombra. I mean, don't even look at his WWE stint. Go look at Mexico. I mean, this dude was like Rey Mysterio in Mexico. He was a big time, you know. That's why they brought him in. La Sombra, big time in Mexico. So I mean, he's gonna be a star. Sanity, they're coming up. You know, Young Wolf, Dane. I mean, do you think Killian is like the breakout star of this group, like I do?
That big guy, Killian, huge,
Yeah.
huge. Oh yeah. No, I don't think he's gonna be a star. Who's the guy who's smart, who's very smart, who's got the red pants, the red trunks? He's like almost like Ivan Olaf. Fuck.
Lars Sullivan.
That's a motherfucking star, dude. That dude's gonna
He's good too. I like him a lot too.
be. Yeah.
All right, let's get off of this shake-up shit then. Let's go to the motherfucking greatest Royal Rumble ever. This motherfucking 9 hour 11 match show that was like full of fucking questionable booking and like first of all,
Oh,
were you there? You there? I thought I saw you in the crowd. That's that. That's pretty fucking racist. I
That was
apologize.
very racist, bro. First of all, I'm not Saudi, but
Hey,
but I love
tomato,
tomato.
tomato, you know? Saudado, whatever.
Yeah, but I love that.
Did
little,
you see all these motherfuckers in the crowd that are wearing the same thing? How
Yeah,
embarrassing,
did you see
right?
like that couches like sitting chilling like they're chilling on couches, dog? Like that's the way to do it. Imagine that, you know, like man, they're doing it right. They know what's up. But yeah, I thought like that the most exciting thing that they had going really was when they had those four Saudi guys in the ring, and like that one dude gave me the fucking chills. The dude with the nose.
Davaris.
Yeah, he gave me the chills. I was like, damn, dude, like this dude could talk. You know, like that was exciting. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
was exciting, but that was also pretty fucking scary because like there's like they're playing off like legit fucking conflict and wars going
right.
on, and I'm like, dude, someone's about to get their motherfucking head cut off. You know, like I'm like, goddamn, let's chill on this shit.
but I feel like oh, sorry. I feel like it was a huge success, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot
They
more.
got in a lot of trouble for airing those fucking that backlash promo with the bitches on it though.
Oh, really?
Like they had to apologize and shit on Saudi TV and stuff because you know they're not supposed to air any women and shit on that show. And then they aired that commercial for Backlash with Sasha and all them doing that horrible song and stuff.
Oh,
So there's like still a lot of controversy. I mean, it's pretty crazy, man. Like, I mean, do you think it's? I mean, I'm kind of torn. Like, in a way, I think it's super hypocritical that they're like portraying themselves as such forefront pioneers of like a women's evolution and a revolution.
but then
That,
they're at
yeah,
the first sign of like
of money,
right, that
they jump like,
they
oh,
throw it
all this
under the
money.
rug. Yeah,
Yeah, fuck these bitches. Let's go do this show.
right.
But then another part of me is like, there's a lot of people out there that are just like you and me that are just fans that just want to see a show and they're not, you know, they don't have a choice. They don't make political decisions. They don't get to choose where they live, where they were born. They don't get to choose the laws and rules in their environment. So I mean, is that fair that they don't get to have a show and enjoy a show? You know what I mean? So I mean, I'm torn on it because I'm like, yeah, it's bullshit that you know they can't have women on the show and all this, but I mean, that's not you know
That's why you
all
gotta be.
these
That's why you gotta be
no,
happy to
not,
be.
you know.
That's why you gotta be happy to be in America, dog. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, fucking Corey Graves put out that tweet, you know, where he was like, look, you know, we can we're so ungrateful for a lot of shit we have, but I mean, look where I just came from where women, you know, have like no fucking rights, you know.
Yeah.
It's like so I can't fault them for doing the show because I mean, people want to see a show and I mean, that's like you're punishing 90% of the population for, you know, the 10% they get to make the decisions. You're gonna say you can't have a show and enjoy yourselves because of that, you know, but also just the fact that they've been so, you know, trying to get publicity and be in the forefront of some kind of women's evolution, that it does make it look really bad when you go ahead and sell out for the money and go do a show over there.
But they've always kind of been hypocritical, man. WWE's like with the
Yeah, definitely.
you
It's
know.
all propaganda anyway. But so the show itself, Cena and Triple H. I mean,
I
it was
thought it was,
alright
I thought it was the best match on there, really.
on the whole show.
Yeah,
I mean, it was okay. I mean, they didn't do much. They didn't need to have to do much. They opened the show. They're like two big
it
stars.
was the it was the one I was the most excited for. I was just like, oh snap! Like,
Don't you
I,
think they went a little too far? Like, don't you think they should have just ended it after the first F5? I mean, they didn't need to do all those kickouts and finishers and all that sequences. I mean,
no, I mean I didn't. I even that you mentioned it, it's like no, I thought it went good. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was like,
Cedric.
go ahead.
No, go ahead, man. Speak your mind.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. Like I just thought it was good. It reminded me of the old school. It just reminded me of like,
It was very old school.
yeah, like that's what I loved about it. And shoot, I thought it was the best match on the card.
Yeah, well, you mean you got Cena and Triple H. I mean, they're smart. They knew that like we're opening this show. We're not gonna have to do much. These people are gonna be red hot because we're big stars.
Right.
We'll just go out here, we'll play the hits. We'll have a smart match. I mean, I had no problem with the match. I thought maybe they went a little crazy at the end with the kicking out of finishers and stuff. But I mean, I thought
But
it
it's
was
Cena
fine.
and Triple H. Come on, like, what are they gonna do? They're
Yeah,
not gonna kick out.
but I'm saying it's the opening match, though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they needed to go WrestleMania main event at the end there. Cedric and Kalisto. I mean, it was Cedric won. I didn't think that's
I
of it.
barely paid attention.
I pretty much fell asleep during that match.
Right.
The Deleter of Worlds and Cesaro and Sheamus. Everyone knew.
I'm glad they got the belts. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're a great act. They're in the ring. They're not the best, but
Oh, I like the shit they do. Like in the middle of the ring, they stop the guy and they're like, "You did wonderful!" Oh,
yeah,
I love
yeah,
that shit,
they're a great act.
Yeah.
They have entertaining spots, but like they're not the best in ring. You're not gonna have really great matches, but I mean, you don't need really great matches every match on the card. And I think I mean, I like that the tag divisions are different. I mean, you want to see great matches, then turn on SmackDown. You got the Usos, you got the New Day. You want to be entertained. You can watch Raw's tag division. Hardy and Jinder, I thought that was pretty nothing either. I mean, I know you love Jinder, that's like your daddy, but that match wasn't that great. No, defend your daddy. Go ahead.
Nah, that match wasn't that great either.
Did you see that fucking whisper in the wind where Jinder was?
It's like,
what the fuck? His ass was like, oh, what the fuck was he thinking, dude?
I don't know. Like, I don't know why.
Your boy. Tell me what your boy was thinking.
He was thinking that he got hit, but he didn't get hit. You know what I'm saying? He heard the noise. He heard the noise, and he went off the noise, and he's like, "Oh shit!"
Whisper in the wind, motherfucker. He got knocked over by nothing but wind on that. Like, I was like, Jesus, that was horrible. Bludgeons and Usos. I mean, I thought it was Bludgeons, destroyed them.
Yeah.
I like.
Didn't destroy them, but it was a good match, though.
I think the Bludgeons are really, really good. The ladder match, I thought that was the best match on the show. I don't know how you think Cena and Triple H been in that ladder match. You didn't think that ladder match was awesome?
It was all right.
It was all right.
I mean, the way they ended it with like the homeboy jumping.
You didn't
onto
like
the
that
thing.
ending?
No, man.
I
this
thought
is
that
like what a bullshit ass
awesome.
ending. You know what I'm saying? Like what a bullshit.
But that's the story.
Like, oh man, like I don't know.
Between Seth and Finn, that's the story. Like, they're equals, and you have to. The only way you can beat the other one is, you have to. It's a flash. It's a flash in the pan.
So they're not equals because Finn keeps losing to him. Well, no, that's not true.
No,
but
they are equals because Finn's beat them, Seth's beat them, but it's never been like decisive, amazingly clean victories. I mean, it's been like small packages and reversing a move, and so even this, it was not like a decisive. Seth Rollins has destroyed everyone and taken the belt. He had to sneak in there at the end and get that title. So I liked it to continue the feud. Plus, it protects the Miz, it protects Joe. What else we got? AJ and Nakamura, I thought it was a better match than WrestleMania. I didn't like the count out
I
finish.
didn't like the count out finish either. Yeah, it was,
I do love Nakamura hitting AJ Styles in the goddamn balls every chance he gets.
I mean, I feel like obviously they're buildings or something, but at the same time, at this time I wanted to see the match. I wanted to see, like, I expected the classic here, you know, but it didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting there. I think that the alignments are better now. Like I think Nakamura's been great since he's done this heel
Do
turn.
not speak no English.
Yeah, I mean,
I
and his
love that
facial,
shit, dude.
his
No,
facials and
I'm sorry. Do not
his
speak no
facials, his
English.
low blows. I mean,
Ooh, that's
he's
hot. You're doing good.
killing it right
Yeah.
now. I mean, so the alignments are in place. I mean, I feel like if they knew that how this match was going to end, I think it's better that they didn't go for the classic here, because if you do the classic and end with a double count out, all you're going to do is piss people off.
Right.
I mean, how mad would you be if they went out there and put on a fucking classic and ended like that? So I think it's better that they hold off. I think now they do have a classic in them. I think they might pull it out at Backlash. I mean, we said the same shit about WrestleMania though, so I'm not gonna get my hopes too up. But I think they're gonna do it. Taker and Rusev. I thought Taker looked great. Fucking Rusev literally got buried. Aiden almost got fucking murdered by that tombstone. He landed right on his goddamn head. But I mean, I thought Taker looked great. I mean, I think Taker had probably the best reaction of the night, you know, besides Cena and Triple H, because, you know,
He's
he's a
Taker.
fucking star.
Yeah,
And then when you see stars, Lesnar and Roman, I thought it sucked again. They basically went in the cage and just traded finishers.
Well, like just
What
the
else would they do?
finish. The finish was horrible. Like of him.
Botched like a motherfucker.
Oh, was that a botch? You think?
Yeah, well, didn't you see like fucking Roman hit the ground first, and then the announcers were all they like went into panic mode. They were trying to cover it up, like, oh well, Brock's body hit first. Like, no, it didn't. His body never touched the ground. He was on the motherfucking cage. And how long have you been watching wrestling? What's the rule? It's always been both
2 feet on the
hit
ground. Yeah.
Exactly. All of a sudden, the rule is his body hit first. Like, what the fuck did this rule come into play? Like, they completely botched that finish. But I mean, the
Damn.
spear looked good as hell. I thought
Yeah.
the spear looked great. Roman looked like he almost fucking broke himself in fucking half with that spear.
Well, then what was supposed to happen? You think? Like you don't think?
That's what I'm wondering about. Like, because of how they botched the finish. But the thing is, I think Brock was supposed to retain, because if he wasn't, then why would they all of a sudden make up a rule that Brock wins because his body hits first? Because obviously he hit the spear, he rolled off, he's on the ground first. Roman wins. It's over. It's done.
Right.
Why are we making up excuses that Brock won? So obviously for some reason they wanted to keep the belt on Brock. So, but I mean, they botched the shit out of that ending, but I didn't like it either way.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
The Rumble, I liked the Rumble. I thought it was really good. I liked Daniel Bryan's performance. I think him coming out first and going like an hour and 16 was great. I like Cass eliminating him to put some, heat on their match. I like that he was all fucked up. Like, did you see his chest?
It was like
You see
purple,
under his
dude.
arm? Yeah, I like. And dude, Daniel Bryan, like, he was loving that shit. I mean,
Like how did
the
they
kind
do
of
that,
guy.
though? How did
Like,
they do that?
I think it was Roddy when Roddy came in and started fucking chopping the shit out of him.
Hmm.
Like, Roddy can fucking chop like a motherfucker. I think Roddy fucking turned him purple. But I mean, he loved that shit. He went an hour plus. He set the record. He was all fucking bloodied and bruised. I like some of the, interactions they had was really good. I like the fucking, some of the surprises. Roddy
Yeah.
had a good run.
There's some guys in there.
Hornswoggle.
Yeah. It was a waste of a spot for Hornswoggle in there.
Well, shit, you mean it's 50 guys, so you have to get everyone in there. Randy Orton got a huge fucking push, I mean, a huge pop, they loved him. Ray, he did okay. Shane was just kind of nothing. Who did you think stood out? Mark Henry had a nice little run.
Braun Strowman. I thought Braun Strowman was the shit, man. Like Braun Strowman came in there, did what he was supposed to do, man,
He eliminated like 13 guys.
yeah, like Braun Strowman did it. Like But that first guy he eliminated, the guy who's just as tall as him, like whoever that is, like I want to see them build that guy up.
Babatunde?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like Babatunde and that other dude, Dan Matha from NXT.
yeah.
Those dudes are fucking
Huge.
monsters,
Yeah,
man. They're huge. So, and fucking who else was in there? Mark Henry had a nice little run. You know, Angle. I think Jericho was a waste. I think they should have made Jericho a surprise. I mean, if he wasn't announced, can you imagine the pop he would have got coming in at 50?
right.
Would have been way
I
better.
agree.
So yeah, Tucker Knight had a good run. I liked him. A lot of the NXT guys did pretty good. I like Elias's run. Elias came in there and looked like a beast.
Yeah,
He was going, man.
yeah. But I knew it was Braun Strowman, so I knew Braun Strowman was gonna take it.
You see Lashley almost fucking murder homeboy Big Cass with that fucking brain buster, that accidental brain buster when he tried to hold him up for a suplex
Yeah,
and dropped
yeah.
his fucking head. And the goddamn announcers are like, "Oh, he hit a brain buster," and I'm like, "When the fuck does he ever hit a brain buster? Come on, man!" He
But
almost killed that. But
Titus,
go ahead,
Titus
talk
found out.
about it. Talk about it.
Poor guy, man. But they roasted him so hard.
They
That was
did.
like they roasted him so hard, man. Like it was like
They replayed it 5 months.
they called it the best thing that ever happened. They called it the best thing that's ever happened.
That was amazing,
Oh.
though. Like, dude, seriously, when all is said and done, that is going to be the best thing that ever happened to Titus O'Neil's career. I'm serious. I guarantee you he gets a huge pop when he comes out on Monday night. People are going to pop huge for that shit, dude. He's going to be, this is like, he's going to revive his career because his ass fell, dude. And people are like, oh, he did that on purpose. There's no fucking way he did that on
He
purpose.
did not do that on purpose, man. That's embarrassing.
You couldn't fuck that up that well. The way he slicked
that reaction from the announcers though, that was like
man.
It was just like bullies, like
yeah,
it was hard.
It was so great though, like because it was like a 5-hour show. You know they were so tired.
Yeah,
I mean they were so done with it already. I mean they had been bickering, they had been making mistakes, and like that shit just rejuvenated and revived everyone. Like that shit happened. And everyone was instantly back in the show. Like everyone was interested and having fun again. That was great. I mean, that was amazing. And you know, Braun won. Right call. You know, good shit. All right, so let's start. You know, see what else we got before we wrap things up. Backlash.
It's I'm gonna be going to like I guess there's some event or some shit down here where some Juggalo event where. It's a backlash party or something at some bar. So
is it like officially sanctioned or is it just
just some fucking Facebook ninjas like, hey, let's you know, sorry if you guys are watching this. Fucking, but yeah,
still fun, you know.
Yeah,
no disrespect to the motherfucking Juggalos. No, any gathering is a good gathering. You know
why don't you show off that shirt, dog? Look at my fresh ass Bushwhacker shirt. Look at that. Oh damn, Bullet Club.
Hey. Yeah, dude. I went to the mall. Yo, Hot Topic is like fucking Bullet Club Central now, dude. They got Bullet Club shit all up in there.
I bet they do, man. Like I want to get a Bullet Club Bushwhacker shirt, like it's just like the same logo as the Bullet Club, you know, but it's just a Bushwhacker, and then it's like some dude with his like that. But yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, we talk. We can talk more All In later because that was like the first thing we ever talked about was All In.
Yeah.
And now they've actually got like, have you seen some of the people that are going to be on All In?
Yeah.
That's fucking insane. Let's quickly go through Backlash. Reigns and Joe.
I want Joe to fucking break his arm.
It should be good. I mean, they had that one match on Raw not too long ago. That was when Reigns was IC champ. It was really good. So I mean, AJ and Nakamura, I think they could finally have that classic. You know, do you think they go with Nakamura here or keep it on AJ?
Keep it on AJ.
Yeah, they should. I mean, Nakamura is the heel, so it's easier to take a loss when you're a heel. You know, he can get his revenge after. Seth and The Miz.
English. No speak English, sorry. So Miz obviously is going over.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, the Miz.
And he's gonna take the IC title to SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh,
They
that was
already
good.
yeah, they already got the US title on SmackDown though.
Oh, and Seth is gonna keep it then, of course.
Yeah,
Then.
Seth's got to keep it.
Yeah.
Nia and Alexa.
Alexa takes it back.
I think Nia wins, but did you see that fucking moment of bliss on Raw where she did like the public service
Yeah.
announcement?
Yeah.
That was fucking
She
phenomenal.
she was really made me feel sorry for her. You know what I'm saying?
She is so fucking good
Yeah.
that I thought that was a legit PSA until she started talking about the fucking burrito bowl. Dude, Alexa is next level. Dude.
Yeah.
Carmella and Charlotte. I mean, you can't take the belt off Carmella already.
Carmella looks so good though. She looks so good. Oh my god, she's so fucking like.
Yeah. You're gonna see a lot of her because goddamn, I don't know what the fuck she's wearing. She's got her coochie hanging out. Goddamn.
Dude, so banging, so sexy.
Yeah, she's too skinny for me, dog. Brian and Big Cass.
Brian obviously is gonna win, but Big Cass is garbage.
No,
I think
Big Cass will win.
I think Big Cass is garbage.
Big Cass is not garbage, motherfucker. Your opinion is garbage. I'm just kidding. Yeah. All right, all in. Shit, dog.
Man, we've been going for a minute.
Well, let's talk all in, and we can end this shit.
Okay.
Since this was the first thing we ever talked about.
Okay.
I mean, shit. So what? You want to give me your fucking card now that we actually have some people signed up here? I mean, you got Okada and Omega on this show. Obviously, they're gonna wrestle, right? Okada and Omega, the fourth match after their three matches, all 5 stars or above. You don't think that's gonna main event this fucking show? Their first match in America, Okada versus Omega.
Possibly, man. I really can't tell you because I'm not that like I don't know much about them. I've only seen one match.
You know who Okada is, though, right?
Yeah, I've only seen like one. To me, it's like I'm like, oh, to me, I'd rather see Kenny Omega, with another American dude. You know what I'm saying, rather than another Japanese dude.
Like him and Cody Rhodes.
Like him and Cody Rhodes, him and CM Punk, him and someone, him. And,
I think CM Punk, that's like out the door already. Punk's got another UFC fight coming up. He's not gonna fucking do this show. I mean, he's been teasing it. I mean, they've been teasing it on Twitter back and forth. But he got a fight coming up. I don't think it's coming. If maybe he does an appearance at the most, but I don't think he's wrestling.
We'll see. I mean, who knows, man? Like, it's not like he did that great fucking fighting. So.
Yeah, well, man, if he gets knocked down in 2 seconds, I'm sure maybe he'll. And then UFC cuts his ass. Maybe he'll rethink his future.
Yeah, it's probably.
What I'm excited about is they got Pentagon and Phoenix from Lucha Underground signed up for this show, and so I'm thinking Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers. That could be insane. I mean, we've still got the Green Arrow on the show. What the fuck are they doing with the Green Arrow on the show?
It's just publicity. I feel like, right? Publicity.
I mean, he wrestled at Mania though.
But
could he wrestle again?
I think but he's not on the same level as these other guys,
Yeah, that's true. Villain. I mean, Marty Scurll is amazing. Have you been catching up on Marty Scurll yet?
No,
do you know
I haven't,
Marty
man.
Scurll?
I know Marty Scurll. I know who he is, but like.
Yeah, that dude is on fire. You should check him out. Tessa Blanchard's announced. She's probably the best women's wrestler not signed with WWE right now. Tully's daughter, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Shit. She's gonna be in WWE in no time. Dude.
But at the same time, it's like I haven't watched any of these people. Like I'm not.
What about Joey Janela? You haven't seen him either,
Nope.
You got to get up on your Joey. I know you know Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal, I'm not too excited about anyway. Like Jay Lethal kind of sucks balls,
Yeah, see, that's how I know you don't watch no ROH, dude.
I have watched ROH. I think Jay Lethal is the worst, man.
Jay Lethal was like their franchise player, dude.
I know. He's boring. He's
not boring, dude. Like, you know what, man? Don't tell me you're a fucking spot monkey. Are you a spot monkey?
Yeah, I'm a spot monkey.
You're a fucking spot monkey, dude. You're just like fucking Corey, dude. He's a fucking spot monkey. He thinks any match is boring if there's not 100 dives and shit. He's a fucking spot monkey. You're a fucking spot monkey.
Why would I say
the art of wrestling?
All right. On that note.
On that note, fuck you. We'll see you next time. Disbelief.
Later, man.
All right, hey, we'll try to be back, in not a whole month next time. Yeah. Peace, motherfuckers.
Peace.